Welcome back to my channel. So on today's video I'll be showing you how I made these pants. Please like, subscribe and share. So I have my fabric fold here. Now I'm just going to mark the side line. So these lines that I'm making, they have no measurement, so I'm taking them as the guideline. From this point here, I will go down to the hip line and then make a mark. From the hip line, I will mark the crotch point, and then from the crotch, I will mark the knee. And then after marking the knee, I will go down to the full length of my pants. And then after that, I will come back to the waistline here, and then I will mark my thigh. So the thigh line is just 4 inches down the crotch line, and that's it. So I will just make also the horizontal lines. So I will come here on the hip line, round hip measurement, divide by 4, and then I will also mark it on the crotch line and also the waistline. And then after doing that, I will just make a straight line to join the 3 points together. So from this point here, I'm gonna go out by 1 inch. And then after marking the 1 inch, I'm gonna come here on the hip line, and I will take this measurement on the hip line, divide it by 4. And then I will come and put it here on this line here, and then make a mark. So after doing that, I will take my curve ruler and then just make a curve. And that's it. So I'll come here on the line there, and then I will mark 2 inches. So the 2 inches that I'm marking, it's for the zipper fly. So I'm also going to mark the 2 inches here on the hip line, and I will join the 2 points together using a ruler. And then after that, I will just take my curve ruler and then just make a curve. And that's it for the zipper fly. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna come here on this point here and then just mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches, and then I'll just mark 0.5 on the sides, and then I will go down here by 3.5 inches. So after that, I'm just gonna be joining the line, and then I will come here on this point, and then I will take my waist measurement, divide by 4, and then add other 1 inch. So I'm adding extra 1 inch. And then I will join the points together here from the waist to the hip. So what's next here, it's I'm gonna take the measurements here on the crotch line, and then I will just find the middle point. So mine is 11.5 inches. So I'm just going to divide the 11.5 inches by 2, and then just make a mark. So from the crotch line, I'm just gonna take the measurements I got. So I'm just making a straight line here. And then this line here will be acting as the middle point of all the measurement that I'm going to measure right now. So I'm going to take my thigh circumference divided by 2. And then this is how I'm placing my tape measure. Since I'm making a straight leg pants, it means that I'm just going to take the measurements from the thigh line straight to the bottom part of my pants. And then after that, I will just join the lines together. And that's it. This is what I have. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut out the front, and then I'll be using the front pattern to cut out the back. So if you check here what I'm doing when I'm cutting, I'm adding a 1/2 inch for the sewing allowance. Now I will take one piece of the front, and then I will just notch the curve here so I can be able to fold the zipper fly in. So I'm just gonna fold in this part here like this. And after that, I'm just gonna be working on the back part. So I'm just gonna extend the waistline here like this. And after that, I will come here on the crotch line and mark and add 2 inches. And after adding 2 inches, I will just extend the line, and then from that I will measure these points here and then divide it by 2 like this. And from the grid point I made there, I'm gonna go up by 2 inches. And I will take the measurements here on the waist, and then I will just take exactly what I have here and put my tape measure like this. So I'm measuring this, what I have here, which is 9.5 inches. I'm gonna bring it down here and then mark. And after marking, I'm just gonna join the points together. And then on the crotch point here, I'm just gonna go out by 2 inches. And the 2 inches is because I just want to be able to curve like so. And now I'll just be measuring 1 inch on the sides of the pants. And after doing that, I will just cut out the pants. And now I will move on to the darts. So I'm just gonna measure my nipple to nipple measurement. And I will just go down by 4 inches on the back part of my pants. And then I will join the lines together. And then, well, since I'm done right now, what I'm going to do next is I'm just gonna be working on the front part of my pants. So for the front part of my pants, I'll be cutting out the pocket. So I'm just gonna go in by 2 inches right there, and then I'll go down by 7 inches. And then after doing that, I will join the lines together using a straight ruler. So if you want your pocket to be curved, you can just curve it. And I will cut out the pocket together. So what I'm doing here on this front part, I'm also going to do it to the other front part of my pants. Now I'll be cutting out the pockets. So I'm gonna take another piece of fabric, and then I will just trace the line I have for the pockets on the front part of my pants. And after tracing, I will just cut out. And I will come from this point here and then just go down to 9 inches. And after that, I will just fold in the pockets like I'm doing so. And after that, I'm gonna take the back part of my pants and then just the curve I have on the sides. And after doing that, I'm just gonna cut out the pockets. And this is what I have. I have 2 pockets for my pants, and then I'm just gonna put this aside. And now I'll start off by sewing the front part of my pants. So I'm just gonna align everything here together like so. And then what I prefer doing is I'm just gonna iron this so I can get the crease lines. As you can see, I have now the crease lines right there. So what I will do now is I'm just gonna hold this like this, and measure the length of the zipper I'm going to use. So I'm just gonna place and check where my zipper will end, so and then make a point, and then from that point I will just go out by half an inch so I can be able to make a curve like this. So I'm gonna go to my sewing machine and then sew that side. And since now I'm done, this next step for me to do is to attach the zipper. So for the zipper, I'm gonna open the side up like this, and then I will hold my zipper like this, and then I will put the zipper on the crease line I have. And once I'm done, I'm just gonna pin this down and then make a stitch right on the crease line. And that's it, I've done making a stitch. So the next thing for me to do is I'll just show you how I'm gonna fold this. This is how it looks after I folded. So I'm gonna take this other part of the zipper and mark half an inch on this part here. So I'm just gonna be placing the zipper in the middle part. So you check here, I have 2 inches, so I'm just gonna be placing this in the middle of the 2 inches, which is 1 inch, like this, and make a stitch. So I've attached the zipper, so I'm just gonna be closing it so you can see what I have. So this is what I have. Now what I'm going to do is from this point here where my stitch ends, I'm just gonna make a curve using the sewing machine here like this. And once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna be sewing in the dots. So I'm just gonna pin down the dots and then sew the dots, and then I will show you once I'm done. And this is what I have. So the next thing for me to do is to attach the pockets. So for the pockets, I'm gonna make a stitch right here, and then also on the other side I'm just gonna be aligning the pockets line on the front pattern and also the pockets. So this is what I have. After stitching here, you can also make top stitch to ensure that your pocket is nice and clean. Now once I'm done, I'm just gonna align everything I have here on, especially on the waist line. So I'm just gonna be making a stitch to attach the pockets. And now what I will do now is I will just mark the nipple to nipple measurement on the back part of my pants so I can create the darts. So my darts are 4 inches long. And now since I'm done with the darts, I'm just gonna join the back part of my pants. And this is what I have. So the next thing for me to do is to join the sides of my pants. If you check here, you'll find out that the back part is bigger than the front part, and it is totally fine. The thing is, it's because of the 1 inch we added on the sides while cutting out the back piece. So this is what I have. I've joined the sides. The next thing for me to do is to align the crotch right here, and after aligning the crotch, I will just sew the inner part of my pants. But then when you do this, you must make sure that your crotch is aligned. I will take my pants like this and place it on the pattern paper. So I just want to be tracing out the curve I have on my waist. And I will just take a curve ruler, or you can also use a freehand, and then just follow the dots. And from this line here, I'm gonna be marking 3.5 inches. So if you want, you can also mark 4 inches. And then I'll also do the same. I'll mark 3.5 inches. And after marking the 3.5 inches points, I'm just gonna be joining the points together like this. And after joining, I'll just make the straight line to join the lines together. And then from this point here, I will just go in by 2 inches. And also on this other part, I will go in by 2 inches. So after that, I will take my straight ruler and then join the points here together, the corner up there to the 2 inches I went in with. And after doing this, I will just cut out. So when I go to my fabric, I'm gonna cut 4 pieces of this. And when I cut on my fabric, I'll be adding 1/2 inch for the sewing allowance. So now what I will be doing here, I'm just gonna be sewing the sides here together, and I will also leave a small space for me to be able to turn this inside out. and this is what I have, and I've already turned this inside out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to top stitch, and then after top stitching I'll be joining this to my pants. From me to join the thingy to the pants, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this corner right here and align it with where the zipper is, and then I will just pin down. And as I'm pinning this down, I'm pinning it right side facing, so when I'm done sewing here I'll be able to turn over to the right side of my pants. So once I'm done with pinning down here, I'm just going to make a stitch here where there's rough edges, and then after stitching that other part, then I will move on to this other part. And now I'll be sewing the other part. So after sewing this other part, the second part, what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna turn this over and then just iron, and after ironing I'll make a top stitch to secure the collar together. And while on this corner here, the one I have on the front and the back, I'm going to use my hand and also a needle to just secure the corner so they don't move. And that's it for today's video. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you on the next video.